Ever feel like you are trying to read a Gen Z mind and all you get is a loading screen? You ask them how they're doing and they say, it's giving existential dread. They don't just have friends, they have a core. And their highest compliment? You pass the vibe check. If you're nodding along, or if you are the one doing the nodding, stick around. We're about to decode the beautifully complex, anxiety-ridden, and memified brain of Gen Z. This isn't your grandpa's psychology lecture. This is psychology, but make it aesthetic. So what's the deal with Gen Z? Born roughly between 1997 and 2012, they're the first generation to grow up with the internet, not just as a tool, but as a second home. Imagine your entire childhood, your awkward phases, your first crush, all potentially documented and shareable with a few clicks. That's their reality. This constant connectivity has shaped their minds in fascinating ways. They are digital natives, fluent in the languages of TikTok, emojis, and memes. A skull emoji doesn't mean death. It means I'm dying of laughter. It's a whole new dialect, and if you don't speak it, you might get lost in translation. This digital life has a huge impact on their mental health. Gen Z is often called the most anxious generation, and it's not hard to see why. They've grown up seeing curated perfection on Instagram, global crises unfold in real time on Twitter, and the pressure to build a personal brand before they can even legally vote. It's like being in a performance 24/7 with the whole world as your audience. This has led to a much more open conversation about mental well-being. Unlike previous generations who might have been told to toughen up, Gen Z is all about, it's okay to not be okay. They've destigmatized therapy, talk openly about anxiety and depression, and prioritize their mental peace. They're the generation of self-care, Sundays, mental health days, and setting healthy boundaries. It's not about being weak, it's about being real. Now let's talk about their values. Authenticity is everything. They can spot a fake from a mile away. They don't want polished corporate ads, they want genuine connection. This is why influencers who are raw and honest, who show their messy rooms and talk about their bad days, often have the most loyal followers. Gen Z craves reality, not a highlight reel. This hunger for authenticity also extends to the brands they support and the work they do. They want to know that the companies they buy from are ethical, sustainable, and stand for something more than just profit. They're not just consumers, they're conscious consumers. And when it comes to careers, they're not just looking for a paycheck. They want purpose. They want to make an impact. The old 9-to-5 grind for the sake of a corner office? That's giving boomer energy. They'd rather have flexibility, a healthy work-life balance, and a job that aligns with their personal values. This search for meaning is a core part of the Gen Z identity. They are activists at heart. Having grown up with information about climate change, social injustice, and political polarization at their fingertips, they feel a deep sense of responsibility to fix the world they're inheriting. They organize, they protest, they use their social media platforms to raise awareness and demand change. They are digitally savvy, globally connected, and not afraid to call out things they believe are wrong. They've seen the flaws in the systems around them, and instead of just accepting them, they're actively trying to build something better. It's a heavy burden to carry, and it definitely contributes to the collective anxiety, but it also fuels their incredible drive and passion. And how do they cope with all this pressure? Through humor. Specifically, a very particular brand of surreal, dark, and self-deprecating humor. Memes are their love language and their coping mechanism. Feeling overwhelmed by the state of the world? There's a meme for that. Stressed about exams? There's a meme for that. Had an awkward social interaction? You better believe there's a meme for that. This humor is a way to find community in shared struggle. It's a collective inside joke that says, yeah, things are kind of a mess, but at least we can laugh about it together. It's a shield and a connector, a way of processing difficult emotions in a world that often feels chaotic and absurd. Think about the "this is fine" dog sitting in a burning room. That's not just a funny picture. For many in Gen Z, that's a whole mood. It perfectly captures the feeling of trying to stay calm while everything around you is falling apart. Another key aspect is their fluid approach to identity. Gen Z is less interested in rigid boxes and labels than any generation before them. This applies to everything from their career paths to their personal style. and especially to gender and sexuality. They see identity as a spectrum, something that can be explored and can change over time. They are champions of inclusivity and self-expression. The freedom to be who you are, without judgment, is a top priority. This is why they are so drawn to online communities where they can find others who share their unique interests and experiences, creating digital found families that offer support and acceptance that they might not find offline. This has created a more tolerant and open-minded generation, but it can also lead to a sense of fragmentation, where their identity is spread across different online and offline spaces. So how do you connect with Gen Z? First, listen. Don't assume you know what they're thinking or what they want. They value being heard and understood. Second, be authentic. Drop the corporate jargon and the polished facade. Be real, be vulnerable, and admit when you don't know something. They'll respect you more for your honesty than for pretending to be perfect. Third, respect their values. Show that you care about people and the planet, not just profits. And finally, learn their language. You don't have to become a meme expert overnight, but understanding their humor and communication styles goes a long way. Maybe don't say something is on fleek, that's ancient history. Instead, try understanding what it means to have main character energy. It shows you're making an effort to meet them where they are. In the end, Gen Z is a generation of paradoxes. They're anxious yet resilient. They're cynical yet hopeful. They're digitally absorbed yet deeply crave real-world connection and impact. They have been handed a complex world, and they are navigating it with a unique blend of dark humor, radical authenticity, and a fierce desire to create a better future. They are not just a demographic to be marked to. They are the architects of what comes next. Understanding their psychology isn't just about understanding a group of young people. It's about getting a glimpse into the future of our culture, our workplaces, and our world. So next time you hear a Gen Zer say their vibe is chaotic good, you'll know it's not just a random phrase. It's a mission statement. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this video insightful, or if you just finally understand what your younger cousin means, hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the world. Let me know in the comments what Gen Z trait you find most fascinating. See you in the next one.